why do men talk about like enjoying sex and masturbating so much and like playing with their own dicks to other men, but like when women talk about it to anybody, it's a problem.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, I'll talk about sex if I want to talk about sex, but like
when guys do it, it's cool. When
if you guys
women
are
do
wearing
it, they're
socks, it's okay. yeah, basically. But I mean, I guess if you're wearing socks, it's not my business.
Also, point me in the direction of the guy that has never searched big porn. Point me in the direction. Point me in the fucking direction.
That dude right there. That guy.
The fucking no. Every dude cares about at some level. We're all gay at some point. I'm just trying to figure out like where the gay is, dude. Okay.
We good?
Yeah. I don't have any questions. Do you have any questions? Do we have any questions? Remember, we're gonna treat this like you and I have never been in a strip club before.
Yep.
I haven't.
You've never been in a strip club?
No.
Look, I knew you were gay, dude. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another sexy showgirl sliding down cylinders of sisterhood while standing on the shoulders of some of the strongest women to ever showcase sex appeal. Uncle Gary got kicked out of a strip club one time for trying to break dance on the main stage episode of the Days Grimm. My name is Brian Michael Day.
My name is Thomas Grimm.
And I am Drew Head.
Keeping it tight. What's up, dude? What's up, dudes? You guys doing okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little raspy.
Not seen you in a little bit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. I almost exchanged in the last time that we haven't seen each other, man.
Yeah.
Brian's voice is raspy because he was yelling at sports.
Dude, if the Eagles don't fucking win tonight, I'm going to fucking kill myself.
Brian yells at the TV like he has money riding on the game hardcore. And he doesn't.
Dude, me and football do not fucking mix. We not fucking mix, dude.
Me neither. Me and football don't mix at all.
It's a love-hate.
That's why I don't watch it.
I get it, Drew. I get it. Do you watch a sport, though, Drew?
Not really. I mean, if I was going to go to a sporting event, it would probably be like hockey or some shit.
I'm going to a Blues game. Do you want to go?
I mean, if I don't have to pay for the ticket.
Bitch.
No.
It's like no free ride, dude. Like, what is happening?
I'm broke.
I'll pay for your gas, dude. Tom, what's up with you, man? You doing okay?
Yeah, doing good. Did you see the video going around of the hockey player from here in town beating the shit out of the other guy?
On the
That's like half of what hockey is.
Yeah, that's literally par for the course.
You see that guy that died like 2 weeks ago? Got his throat slit on the ice?
Yeah, that was amateur, though. It was some other league. It wasn't NHL.
It's wild.
While we're talking about people dying.
Joining us this weekend, the Days Grimm studio is Echo. How are you?
Good intro. What's up, Echo?
What's up? I'm living the dream, surviving the nightmare. You know how it is.
Hell yeah, dude. And don't be afraid of that microphone. Make friends with it. You know what I'm saying? Let me just sneak it in there for you.
I'll bite it.
That's fine. You can. You can. It's very bite friendly. Don't bite too hard, though. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm pretty excited to be here.
Hell yeah. Well, we're excited that you're here. We're actually all excited to be here, I feel like. Are you guys not super pumped?
Yeah, for sure.
This is like our bro down. We don't ever do like bro stuff. So like,
Brian was giggling and kicking his feet in the air before you showed up.
I was. There's actual footage of it on our TikTok. So
hell yeah.
Get on there and check it out. I think it's just the Days Grimm podcast on TikTok.
You want to give our listeners who don't know you an elevator pitch of like who you are and what you do.
What do you do, dude?
I do many things. So I am an exotic dancer. I'm also an acrobatic performer, a tattoo apprentice, and a bartender.
Sick. That is a lot.
Oh shit! I only knew one of those things. That's very cool.
I think I need two.
So what shop are you apprenticing out of?
Jekyll and Hyde.
Nice.
On the east side.
Where's that one at? I know the name.
It's on Green River, right?
Yeah, it's off Green River. So you pass Brinker's Jewelers, and then there's a Circle K that's across from Brinker's Jewelers, and then the street that's next to the Circle K, you just turn down it, and it's above Wally's Hair Salon.
Oh, no shit. Who runs that shop?
Brian Galloway.
Galloway. We got to get that fucking guy in here, dude.
Yeah.
Brian, I'm coming for you, dog. Where's my camera? I'm coming for you. Coming. So that's cool. How long you been doing the tattoo thing?
I've been doing it on and off for a few years. I have some horror stories if you want to talk about that here in a minute. But
for sure, 100%, 100%.
But yeah, so
do you have any ink by yourself on yourself?
Oh yeah, most of it. Most of this arm was done by me.
No way.
I did this band by myself and was passed out. Both my legs are done by me, except for 2 tattoos on my right leg.
You should have worn shorts. Damn it, dude.
I should have. I'm so sorry.
You tattooed that band on yourself left-handed?
Yeah, it was fucking awful. I had tape around both sides. I drew a line.
Are you left-handed?
No.
That's why it's so impressive.
Sucks even more, dude. I mean, the tattoo is dope.
You can see on the inside here, like, it's not even finished yet. And I did this, like, probably right after.
So what does the band represent?
So my dad would always say, like, even if you're dead from here down, you can still keep going. Like, the rest of you is still alive, you know? Like, it's not over. So
tight, dude. I like that. Perseverance.
I pass out before tattoos, too.
Oh, I should. Dude, we're on.
I passed out getting just the stencil put on.
I mean, okay. Tom, I was about to defend you, and then you said
the other one's way worse.
Elbow tattoos suck.
Yeah, dude.
The stencil does not suck.
Yeah, then I passed out the time before that, getting my back with Sharpie drawn on.
You mean
the hand?
You have like a whole back
piece. Was it just
piece.
like an overrun of like adrenaline or something? Is that what it was? Because I mean, I got my stomach tattooed, but I was good for the first 3 hours.
Let me explain. Our man Tom here, who
I have a neurological problem, vasovagal syncope.
So Tom here, who you've grown to love in the last 20 minutes, he's a great guy. He cannot stand blood, guts, and gore. So it's like and needles are a big trigger. Even me, talking about needles right now, he's probably getting
fine right now.
Yeah,
shaking his boots.
Does not like it, and that's all tattoos are, is just blood and needles, and it's too much for him. So like he just his brain just shuts off.
I mean, it looks like he thug it out, you know. So you're doing good.
Yeah, he's doing fine, dude. Worst case scenario, we did an episode like 6-9 months ago where we were talking about blood and guts. This runner, whatever, was telling us a bloody story, and he was like. We were about to tie up the episode too, and he was just like, in the middle of the guy talking about blood and guts, he was like, "This is another episode of the," and he just went to sleep on his microphone, and we had to end the episode. He just passed out, like completely passed out.
Damn,
it's like his brain does it. It's not him being a baby.
Right.
His brain just passes out, like a fight or flight response or something, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Have you looked much into it?
No.
Is it a fight or I wonder if it's an autonomic thing.
It is.
It is an autonomic thing.
For some reason. Me and fainting goats and possums. And
in the same family.
Fainting goat.
Yeah, in the same family tree.
Maybe that should be your next tattoo, you know?
Right?
That should be your stage name. Have you thought about ever going on stage? Tom, the fainting goat.
Yeah. And
you just hop on the pole and then just fall on your back. But anyway, so are you familiar with so just to wrap up, because you do a lot, so let's cover what you do again. Exotic dancer, tattoo apprentice, and like bartender, and then I'm missing something. Acrobatics,
for lack of better words.
Well, yeah, because you do like the ropes and stuff.
I do the aerial silks, I do the aerial hoops, the spirals, I do fire dancing. Yeah.
What's the highest silks you've done?
50 feet.
That's up there, dude. That's some Cirque du Soleil.
I'm also afraid of heights.
Is Cirque du Soleil calling you or no?
I don't know.
You think you would call them?
I don't have good luck.
I mean, I work with someone who used to do aerial silks in a circus, so I mean,
hey,
she might have connections for you.
Just got done with theirs.
Social networking right here. That's what we're doing.
That's what we do at the Days Grimm. We just like meet people and talk about weird shit, and a lot of people don't like us, but then a lot of people do like us. So you do a lot. You do 4 big things, and that's really neat. We're going to dive into that. But before we do, are you familiar with the Days Grimm podcast whatsoever?
No.
Not at all.
I honestly want to surprise myself.
That's how we like it. That's how we like it. So basically, we have this little bit that we do in the beginning of the shows, about 5 minutes in, called the Death of the Week. Now, the Death of the Week is a little segment, if you will, that we do that covers kind of how an unfortunate soul has died recently or in years past. So, Drew, if you would be so kind, do your thing. The Death of the Week. This week's Death of the Week, brought to you by Thedaysgrimm.com. Check out our mediocre website. Get you a t-shirt, represent the brand, help us keep the lights on, and keep people like Echo coming in here and snapping dicks. So hop on in there, dude. Get a t-shirt. They're like $15. Don't be cheap. So this week's Death of the Week. Trapeze artist plunges 30 feet to her death after her husband failed to catch her. Here we go. Hold on, scroll back up. This is from 18 April 2023. Wow, awful soon, gentlemen. Awful soon. You guys,
You're probably checking that life insurance policy awful soon.
I'm just looking at the thumbprint right now, and I'm just.
I hope the family has healed.
There's a very grainy video that.
Let's watch it after. Hold on, we'll watch it after. Okay, so this week's Death of the Week. A trapeze artist died after plummeting to her death during a performance with her husband of more than a decade in China. We're going to go on that one. Age 37, fell more than 30 feet onto a hard stage during a flying trapeze performance. Video footage believed to be taken from the crowd showed. Her husband, these fucking names, dude.
Zhang Mao Mao?
We're going with Moo Moo.
Moo Moo?
Zhang Moo Moo failed to catch her while performing the trick in the eastern Anhui province, the Chinese newspaper. Wow, cleverly named The Paper reported. Onlookers could be heard screaming as Sun began to lose control as she was hoisted up in the air by cranes.
Cranes, it's a typo.
Yeah, these guys, fucking Chinese, not checking their fucking typos. And the event, which took place at a family farm in Huego, a village in the Yonggao district of Suzhou. Fucking Asian names are killing me. Was immediately canceled. Is there more going on here? Emergency services struggled to get to the scene, given the village's small and winding roads. Was rushed to the hospital but died of her injuries at 8:53 p.m. Local officials said, according to the Yangtze Evening Post, a much better named newspaper. And the acrobat who with her husband of 10 years often performed stunts at dizzying altitudes relying just on their strength is said to leave behind a son and daughter. I'm going to stop reading there. It's getting sadder at this point. But god dang, if I learned anything from this article,
is that the Apple factories took all the nets?
No, China needs spell check. Okay, first off, China needs spell check.
Well, I wonder if it's the translator
Brian, this article was written by a dude named Josh Milton.
Look at that mullet.
So white.
Okay, so it's his fault.
Yeah, fuck Josh Milton.
He grew up in a trailer.
I actually want to track back to Tom's net comment because I'm wondering why the hell they didn't have one.
And what was the footage? What did they say the footage was? 30 feet, right?
32.
Let's see.
32
and
feet.
he's just catching her with the trust fall himself.
Here we go. And
he just dropped her.
He let her go. That was deliberate.
She wasn't even jumping somewhere.
Pause it. There you go. You know what that looks like to me? Honest to God.
Daughter?
Honest to God, you know what that looks like to me? Brand new life insurance policy, baby.
They don't have life insurance in China.
They don't?
I don't know.
You're just making shit up.
But it looks like he just dropped her.
Yeah, that's bad, dude.
And there was no net.
If it's her dropping him, okay, I'm a man. I'm really fucking heavy. I get it. You're a man, and she's tiny. How'd you drop her? She was there. I don't understand. I'm baffled. I'm baffled. He has her. And he just, I gotta let you go. Like, that's what $300,000 in the bank tomorrow looks like.
Ooh.
Rough, man. That's rough. Honestly, that's a murder. That's a murder is what that is.
So, transitioning from that, have you ever eaten shit while performing?
Oh, yeah.
Off of like
yeah.
acrobatics specifically, though.
Yes.
You have.
So it took me a long time to get onto the aerial hoop, which is a big circle. Basically, it's a metal ring. Mm-hmm. You get on there, it spins around. There's nothing connecting it to the ground. It's just from the ceiling itself. When I was like 7 or 8, I was on one of those things, and the reason I didn't touch it for pretty much almost a decade was because it knocked me in the head. I have a scar right here from it, and it just scared me ever since. I don't have a thing about blood. I was a rough and tumble type of kid when I was growing up, so like it wasn't like really getting hurt that scared me. It was the fact that like I didn't succeed the first time, so I was really intimidated by it. But I got back on 2-3 years ago, and I've been doing great ever since. But I damn near knocked myself out cold. Another time, I was actually performing outside of Tiki on Main this past summer during the Kenny Chesney concert, and I had my silks up. And I was doing my thing, and it was hot as balls outside. And I had climbed to the top to do this trick where basically, like, I just tie a knot at the bottom. I climb up, hang upside down, drop down, and my knot had come loose. I was not hydrated. I was not focused. My knot had come loose, and I just barely caught the silks in time, and I felt my head, like, tap the top of the mat that I had laid down.
Can I ask a BTS question?
Sure.
Behind the scenes question?
Yeah.
Couple drinks that night?
No, actually.
No? Stone cold sober.
Stone cold. I was raw dogging it that day.
How many concussions?
Maybe you should have had a couple drinks. No,
well, how many concussions do you think you got from like acrobatic stuff?
From acrobatics, I think just the one from the hoop. I think that was it. Honestly, all other concussions I've had, because I have had many, came from other things. Like I played hockey, I did MMA.
Ooh, MMA, really? Mm-hmm. You didn't even mention that in your intro.
Oh, no, I didn't.
How long?
I don't do it anymore.
How long did you do it for, though? We got a fucking fighter on our hands, guys. Drew, you better tighten up.
I got into it when I was like 7, and then when I...
What form? What art?
I started with jiu-jitsu.
Okay, sick.
I have... My role model was Khabib Nurmagomedov. He's a fucking badass. And then I moved to the States, and then Ronda Rousey, women empowering, blah, 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 blah. Like, she was just a fucking beast.
She's a bad bitch.
And then you have Valentina Shevchenko, also a beast, an absolute machine. And
unit.
It was just something that I fell in love with. And then as I got older, I want to say probably like 12, 13 years old, I got into kickboxing.
Yeah. I don't know much about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. I became a lot more flexible because of it. A lot of jiu-jitsu. Like, I honestly, I hate to say this because I absolutely love the sport so much, but like when I got into jiu-jitsu, I have a very like get it done type of mind. So like when I spent 8 weeks learning how to fall and like wiggle around on my back, I was not having a great time, you know? But like when I got to kickboxing, it was kind of like straightforward, like, okay, you gotta hit like this. Yeah. So kickboxing really picked up my attention, and I had like burnout from jiu-jitsu because I had done it so much.
Yeah, and BJJ, I feel like you just have to like, because that's what they teach in the army, is more of like a jiu-jitsu style grappling. It really is just like throwing dudes around and getting thrown around. Like dudes and chicks, just like you're smacking the mat or you're making somebody smack the mat.
Right.
And it's just, it's not a fun art to learn.
Right.
Did you do any gymnastics before the martial arts?
Yes. Before.
Did that help?
It did. I was a lot more limber and flexible. And I kind of carried that limberness and flexibility with me up until I was 20. I suffered a pretty severe fall. I couldn't walk for like a year. I landed on the top of my neck, falling from a pretty big height. Not to do with acrobatics.
Oh, I was going to say you left that out.
Not to do with acrobatics.
Might have been a couple of drinks involved in this instance.
There wasn't.
Oh, damn. I keep guessing wrong. I'm over 2.
But I had to basically like, excuse me, I had to sort of rehabilitate myself. And now I'm back to doing that, except I can't do the splits anymore.
Real FDR situation. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail on the martial arts, but we do like to do like a timeline. So like, we want to talk about the day you were born. No, I'm joking. We do like to know like where do you come, like where do you come from? You have a very you have a unique look to you. Where do you come from? I guess, and a unique name, which we're not going to talk about. But where are you from?
I'm from Eastern Russia. I'm from Permkrai, the south end of it, so closer towards Mongolia, Kazakhstan, the Middle East in general. And I kind of grew up there for the majority of my life. I lived in southern Siberia. I couldn't give you an exact location, but I lived there for a few years. traveled the world with my father a little bit. We've been to Brazil. We've been to the Arctic Circle. We've been to France. Like, just kind of all over the place.
What the fuck? How old are you?
23.
How have you done more shit than me?
I've lived a lot of life. I'm tired.
No, fuck, dude. No, fuck. I'm fucking tired from hearing that. No, I'm joking.
I got fucking 2 years to catch up, and I'm...
You are sleeping, dude. You got 2 years to get to the fucking Arctic Circle fucking now, dude.
Yeah, Indiana winters don't mean shit.
Bruh. Can we talk about... Okay, so you're from Siberia.
Are there really bears, like, just everywhere?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right? There are big bears out in Siberia.
Have you had bear?
Have I had? Yeah.
Eaten bear?
Yeah.
What kind of bear did you eat?
Grizzly.
Grizzly.
Yeah, so
we had black bear.
Yeah, that's on our list.
When my grandmother was alive, like she was alive till I was like 4, but
God bless
when she
her, by the way.
She's blessed.
Oh yeah, no, bless her. I'm serious.
But during like big holidays, like we don't have Thanksgiving over there. Thanksgiving just passed. I'd like to mention we don't have Thanksgiving over there.
Yeah, you guys didn't beat up a bunch of Native
we did
Americans.
not.
I call it National Smallpox Awareness Day.
Yeah, we did, dude. No, I'm joking.
But like for Christmas or birthdays, we'd have bear steak and like fucking huge. And then like I don't know where she got these potatoes from because after she died, like they just disappeared. But like they were like the size of a dinner plate, and she would like cut up the bear steak, like shred it up to where like you could just mush it with your hands and then just put it in the potatoes, and they were fucking amazing.
Oh, my mouth is water.
What's some strange meat that you've had there that you don't think?
Yeah, what meat do they serve in Russia that there's just no way you could find anywhere in the Western world? Not even America, just the Western world.
Have you had horse?
No.
That seems like a Russian thing they would do.
It's a Chinese, like a Japan thing.
Oh, I thought it was a Chinese thing. No?
It might be.
I think it's a Chinese thing. No?
No comment. I feel like I might get canceled if I...
Where do they eat horse? Can you Google?
I would eat a horse, but you can't.
Can you just Google real quick, where do they eat horse? No, but what's a weird meat that you've eaten in Russia that you can't find in the Western world? Or that you remember from childhood? Because you were how young when you left Mother Russia?
I was 14.
14? So old enough to remember.
I don't know that there was anything that I personally ate that you can't really find here. I mean, besides bear. You know, I mean, you can't exactly walk into a grocery store and find that. But you
can kill a bear here and eat it.
If you're in the right area, yeah.
Yeah.
But Russia's so big, like different areas have different things, you know. So the farther east you go, the less socially modernized you are. So the farther you go, the farther you are behind.
Yeah. That's why people in Alaska don't know what fucking year it is. No, and I will have everyone here know that I was correct. It was China.
Yeah, China, Kazakhstan, Russia,
Kazakhstan,
Mexico,
France, and Switzerland. So apparently French people don't have a soul either.
France is awful, so I'm not surprised.
I've had this not really an argument, but I made that comment with a guy that we're really tight with. He came on the show. He's a musician. And I was like, yeah, dude, French people suck. And he was like, well, I did a tour with Gojira in French, and they were fucking tight. And I was like, you're the only person that's ever told me French people are tight. Ever. But also, I think Gojira is French. Are they not?
I think they're from here.
No, I don't think they are. Gojira is either Canadian or they're French, but I think they have... Either way.
Canada is also France, does it?
Yeah, it's basically...
Really
they could be French-Canadian.
Like Western French, whatever. But no, yeah, French people can really be assholes, for sure. But yeah, so they're eating horse in China. So you've not had a meat there that you can't get here, really.
Not that I can think of. So
you
honestly...
can go to the grocery store and get bear?
I wouldn't say grocery stores, but like... I was mentioning, you know, the farther east you go, the more behind you are socially and industrially. So... in Perm, it's a lot more of like a small town. Whereas like, if you go to Moscow, for example, it's a big city. It's like walking into New York, but make it Russian and mean and angry, and no one likes anybody.
Beautiful architecture, though.
Oh yeah, the brutalist architecture is gorgeous.
They do have beautiful architecture, for the record.
Right.
Good,
so
good
if someone goes out and goes hunting and they're trying to make money for their family, they're like, hey, we have this, you know. And honestly, where I come from, like the people don't like outsiders. And this is a misconception that Russians are racist.
Do you just mean Americans? When you say outsiders, do you just mean Americans or no?
We don't like anybody.
Okay.
People like to say that Russians are racist. We don't like anyone. We're not friends with anybody.
Dude, if your last name doesn't end with an SKI, get the fuck out of here, dude. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Skis, man.
If it doesn't say Boris Ivanovsky on your birth certificate, go.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. Iron Curtain does not approve.
But that being said, because of the farther east you are, resources are more limited than if they were to be in the West. So like a lot of fish was eaten more than anything. And then if there was someone who was having livestock or whatever, they were having trouble making money, the people in the city took care of each other. So we were all very supportive of each other.
So you're like handing and trading. And
right.
So that's how you're getting bear. That's how you're getting
right. If you can't feed your family, cut some wood for me, we'll feed you. If you need a place to stay, do this, we'll take care of you. It's very tight-knit if you've been there a long time.
What if you've been there for a short time? I know you don't like outsiders, but say it's somebody from like Western Russia moves to like Eastern, like middle of nowhere, 9 feet of snow all year round. If they move out there and they're like, I don't know how to survive here, do you still help this weird new person, or do you fucking hate them just as much as anybody else?
So, I mean, we're more often than not, unless like there's something like, okay, so you can't fix someone else's roof if yours is leaking, you know? Yeah. So, I mean, and there's a lot of people out there that are like that because, again, resources, blah, 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 economics, it's not fantastic.
Yeah.
That being said, if you are from Russia, like there's certain things that people will help you with and will not, and that's just a cultural thing. This goes back to the statement about racial integrity that I brought up, where like people think we're racist, but we're not. There's bars that you can go into, but he cannot. And there's bars that I can go into, but you guys can't. And it's not because you're men, but it's because you just look different.
It's a lot of nose.
You know,
a lot of nose.
I'd broken my nose 4 times. You're
on the fence. They're like, we don't know what she is.
Yeah,
I was born here, dude. I was fucking born here.
Outside.
Broken, dude. Broken.
I remember my father. So basically in Russia, depending on where you are, who your family is, if you can see over the bar, you can drink. And
it seems to be the rule everywhere in the world except America.
I've been the same height since I was like 12. So my dad takes me out to go get my first drink at this bar that he got banned from like before I was born. Well, before I was born. And I remember he goes in, he makes it to the bar, and this dude like smashes a glass in front of me. He's like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Nikolai like says it like full English, is yelling at my dad, and my dad just like picks me up and he's like, "Okay, let's go somewhere else."
Like, I remember this motherfucker.
Yeesh. You would have you stab one guy and you're not allowed at a bar anymore. You know what I mean? It's like, goddamn. That's sick, man. So you live there. So you live in Russia until you're 14, man. That's fucking crazy. Then okay. So honestly,
how much of a culture shock was
a weird age too?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so my adopted family, they changed my birth name when I moved over. They were not great people. But they changed my birth name when I moved over. Again, a developed child, basically a young woman, and they changed my name. I have since changed it back to my birth name, as you guys know.
Do you want to say what that switch to name was? Can we mention that or no?
My real name?
No, when they mentioned sorry. How do I know?
Like when they changed their
name? Yeah, what they changed.
I'd prefer not to because it's so gross and generic. I just don't want to acknowledge it.
Was it Stephanie?
No, it wasn't. Okay. Thankfully.
Oh, thank God.
Thankfully. It was not.
It's not Stephanie or Karen, dude. You're
neither, but it was still pretty disgusting.
Sorry, dude. That's a bummer.
So that was definitely like a culture shock for sure. Just like having your whole identity changed and you don't know what's going on. They're like, "Oh, well, we'll make you part of the family," and then they end up being pieces of shit.
Yeah. Dude.
But then I remember the biggest learning curve I had was learning how to drive here. And it wasn't to do with like the fact that like the steering wheels are switched. It had nothing to do with that. Had to do with the traffic vocabulary. So like you guys have parkways and driveways, right? And this is being discussed with me, and I'm like, okay, so you park at a parkway, drive in a driveway. It makes sense. They're like, do not park on the parkway. And I'm like, I don't understand. And they're like, you can drive on the parkway. And I was like, okay, but so I drive in the driveways. Well, they're like, don't drive in the driveway. You pull out of the driveway to get on the parkway. Yeah. And that just did not make sense to me.
Yeah. Drive in the parkway, park in the driveway, and also park in parking spots.
Yeah, pull out in the driveway, never pull out on the parkway. Just remember that and you'll be good, okay?
Okay, got it.
No, but honestly, it is crazy because most of Europe is that way too. I've heard that from many of my European friends. It's all they don't call them driveways.
We say what we mean.
they're not driveways, but they don't call them interstates either because it goes from country to country. But it's what do you call a
highway?
It might just be called a highway.
What is a train?
I don't.
This isn't fucking Jeopardy, dude. What is train? What is train? Ding 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 ding. No,
big on trains.
It's like causeway or something. They call it a causeway.
What are freeways called? Motorways.
Motorway. Yeah, motorway. And I think they have causeways as well, but they don't use the term interstate or...
I think a causeway is when you spill a laced drink.
That's what it is.
That's a Cosby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Got a Cosby down. We got a Cosby down. Have you ever seen the movie Black Hawk Down? Fuck, great movie, dude. You got to watch that shit. We got a Cosby down. No, okay. So you leave there at 14. Such an impressionable age to leave because
so you're doing like gymnastics and mixed martial arts in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like becoming a woman, so you're like finding out. You're like, oh, Abib is
and then
hot.
Well,
you know what I mean?
What state do you land here?
So my adopted family initially lived in Massachusetts. We were there until all the paperwork was processed, and then we moved to Kentucky.
Okay.
Like I said, they were awful. To kind of get deep very briefly, my adoptive father.
Do you want to say their names and addresses, and we'll just...
I'll write them down for you.
Okay. After the show.
My adoptive father.
Did you still get to do like hobbies and stuff?
No,
like gymnastics or anything like that?
So my adoptive father ended up being really abusive. He was already abusive to the other family members, but for like the first 3 weeks I was with them after everything got officialized, everything was cool, and then suddenly it was like a whole Cinderella situation, except I was getting the shit beat out of me. So it was like a whole thing, and I was like, and I grew up with just my father, a man who had never raised a hand to me in my life. So it was like definitely like just a shock in general. Because I thought that America was a place where women were respected, you know, in Russia. Right. And then in Russia, like, there are issues with women's rights and, like, more, and there's less freedoms as compared to here. So it's definitely not what I expected. And it's the reason I got emancipated when I was 16. I had to get out of there.
I have a comment there, actually. One could argue that Russia has been more progressive towards women's rights than America. And hear me out. I say that because in 1939, 1940, 1941, when that fucking asshole Adolf was really making a push to the east, the only reason that Russia even stood a chance at keeping them out of their backyard and pushing them back out of Stalingrad, it's dead. Don't worry about it. Do you know why, though? Because they enlisted women.
Yeah.
They enlisted female soldiers to be pilots, infantry, medics. And they made up 25, 40% of the Russian military.
Oh, absolutely.
But you look at America, and we're shipping out kids, boys, that are 16 years old before we sign up any woman. No woman was allowed to go and fight. Yet Russia was like... Hey, you got 2 legs and some teeth? Get the fuck out there, dude. We got Nazis out here, dude.
And that's you know another thing that was surprising to me was that you could be absolutely. I just don't want to get canceled quite yet. Dude, this is my first break, you know?
I'm all for it, dude.
But that was something that was also interesting to me, was that 17 years old, you're not even considered a legal adult yet in this country.
Where?
But
here, yeah.
But you can fight a war. You can't
what
vote.
What is it in Russia?
In Russia, again, if you see over the bar, you can drink. You know,
vote and fight. Like vote and fight, though.
Honestly, I'm not even registered to vote here. I don't know the specifics of it.
That doesn't count. Nobody votes in America.
As for the fighting,
talking about Russia.
As for the fighting, women can't really join the military, like, unless like there's like a big thing going on. You know,
they can't join at all.
Not really. At least that's what I was taught.
All right, so America is now winning the sex war.
I will say though, like women, like on the streets, are a lot more respected. Like
homeless women.
And homeless women, sure.
Well, you said on the streets.
She just means like
just
women
walking down the streets.
On the street.
Oh, not
so like for example, I was walking down the street the other day. I got catcalled probably like 5 men.
Here.
You know, here.
Oh yeah. Checks out.
If that happened to me at home, those 5 men would have gotten beat up by complete strangers.
Really?
Yeah.
I respect
because that's
that.
someone's sister, that's someone's wife, that's someone's daughter. You know?
No. You don't have to explain it to me. Right. I totally understand. Yeah. I'm kind of the same way. Like if a guy's near me and will catcall a woman next to me, I'll be like, "Fuck off, bozo." I'll say something audibly.
One time.
I'm not like jumping into a physical altercation unless that guy doesn't respect what I say verbally. Then it's a whole different thing.
Right.
But what you were gonna say, Drew?
I was with my friend downtown, like by the river, one time, and this car drove by, and this dude like catcalled my friend, I think he like asked her if she wanted to ride or something. And out of instinct, I just heard him like being a dick, so I told him to fuck off, and then he like slammed on his brakes and got out and threatened me and called me the N-word, which was weird because I'm
You're the
super
whitest
white.
man I've ever met.
Yeah.
You are the whitest person. You're see-through, Drew.
A little.
I'm surprised you're not see-through Drew. I'm surprised people don't call you that.
Can that be his stage name?
Dude, honestly.
Yeah. I just wear like a clear thong.
Drew, stand up for me. Stand up for me. Let Echo get a good look at you. How much money would you pay for this man to go on stage? I mean, look at this guy. He's a fucking unit.
I think this might be an uncomfortable question for her, but it's.
Would you pay to see him on stage? She's
okay.
Into
you
it.
can answer.
She's into it, dude. She's into it.
Well, okay. So anytime I think of a man being on stage,
I can't. Give me a spin real quick,
do a little
too.
twirl.
Yeah, give me a little sexy spin, dude. I'm so mad we don't have him in full frame right now. Damn, dude, you look like you have fucking polio. Stop. You were like hunched over, like fucking. Don't hit Pablo, dude. Have some fucking respect, dude. What do you think? Would you pay $50 to see him go on stage?
50 or 15?
50.
Okay, I'll take it.
I start at 50. That's where I'm at. I would pay $50 to see you go on stage. What do you think?
About 50.
Close
I
to
would
50,
do that
right?
because
Yeah.
I feel like it would be a fight to get him up there anyway. Like if he was put in the actual situation. So 50 for like some
on your
encouragement.
birthday, you can get on stage for free.
There you go.
I mean, if I went to like a gay club, they would love me.
It says
Gay men love me.
But then you're playing roulette.
You
You'll
need to
have
go
a
to
whole
play.
table of drinks and one of those.
You need to go to play. So I've been to play in Nashville. It's a gay club,
it's a gay
basically.
bar, but you
And
playing roulette.
I have never felt more safe, honestly,
Yeah,
because
that's
when I
what I've
went,
heard.
like these men were like, "Pop off, sis," and my at
And
the
you
time
see-
fiance.
You see beautiful women with, and you just want to be like, who hurt you?
And like these gay men, like they kept chasing off my at the time fiance. I'm not with them anymore. They kept chasing him off. They're like, go away. They'd buy me all the drinks. They'd be dancing with me. And if like a dude who was there with his girlfriend, like just trying to be shitty, came up to me, they would like make a wall of like pride. It was a wall of gay pride surrounding me.
Just a wall of soft man dicks surrounding one woman.
And I swear, the insulting things that they would say about straight men that were like just being weird and gross at that club.
Dude, I know.
I could never replicate the amount of sass and just like I aspire to be as insulting as they were.
I walked in as a straight man and they flocked to me. It was weird.
That's
They can read vibes really well, so I will give them that. Like they could tell when a dude was being a creep. They could tell when a dude was like. I should have taken them chasing off my ex as like a sign because I found out way later.
Do you think gay men can tell when I'm fishing for a compliment?
Oh, absolutely.
God damn it.
Yeah.
God damn it.
There's no way they don't know. 'Cause they do that themselves. You can't bullshit the bullshitter.
I'm only joking because like a few weeks ago, I don't remember whose episode it was. We brought it up and because I saw it on another podcast. I was like, do you guys ever just like let a gay dude hit on you? And I think the general consensus in the room, because I think it was all males in the room at the time, we were all like, fuck yeah, dude. That's fucking tight.
Free drinks.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, not even just free drinks, but it's also like an ego boost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you get
'cause-
you get to turn somebody down, but also you're like, yeah, my pecs do look really good. You know what I mean?
You're like
yeah, it's
Yeah.
tight,
Plus,
dude.
like if a gay dude is hitting on you,
Yeah.
I feel like you know you're hot then,
Well,
because it's
you could say that, but look at me, dude. A lot of gay dudes hit on me, but I'm like a 6.
they have a type.
I'm a 6, dude.
I feel like
I'm a 6
What
in
are
the
the-
straight world. And I think I'm like a 9 in a gay world.
maybe you have like a metrosexual aura, and that's
You
what
think
it
so?
is. It might because gay men, like, I don't know.
I do take care of myself. You know what I mean? For not having any hair, I feel like I do take care of myself well.
I want to figure out what Brian is like. What type of gay guy?
I'm not
Brian
a bear.
is.
I'm not a bear because I'm not
No.
nearly hairy enough. I don't have hair on my back.
What type of
Okay.
gay guy am I?
Well, hold on. This isn't all about you, Echo. Settle down, all right?
Okay.
You've been here
So-
30 minutes. You think you run the shit. No, I'm joking. What kind of gay guy am I, and then what kind of gay guy is Echo?
Okay, so I feel like Cub is late 20s to
I'm
30s,
too old for
younger
a cub.
bears, usually hairy, often with facial hair.
I'm too old for a cub.
You're not a chub.
I'm not
I don't
fat.
think.
No.
Circuit gays, aka gym bunnies. Could that be you?
Why is everything 20 to 30? Are you only allowed to be gay if you're 20 to 30?
Well, it says
Am I not reading this right?
At 31, you become gay proof.
At
it's
31, you're just straight.
20s to 30s. So you're in your 30s. So
Okay, so could I be circuit gay?
I think we found it.
Yeah,
Brian
'cause
is circuit gay.
I work out a lot, dude. I'd be a circuit gay for
And
sure.
then
What do you think? Okay, so what is Echo? What's
I
Echo?
feel like it might have to be twink.
Twink?
Late teens, early 20s.
Look me in my eyeballs and tell me I'm a twink.
No, because it says boyish features, which is not.
Oh, brutal, dude.
See, I didn't read
the
that
full
far.
description. You mean the first sentence? You didn't read the first fucking sentence?
No, I did not.
You have very boyish
Okay,
figure.
well,
what, dude?
see, it's this one says
She's very feminine looking.
Artie-
just for the record.
Artie
If you're
types-
only listening, and not watching. She's very pretty and feminine.
Yes.
For the record.
this one says arty types of any shape or build. That's just queer.
What's an
So,
artsy type?
I
What is
don't
a
know.
likely habit? Like it says likely habits with the.
And it's just like
habitats.
Oh, okay.
Likely habitats. I don't know what
Okay.
that means.
it doesn't give you any.
Likely habitats is obviously like a gay measurement or something. I don't understand what that means.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like all
really-
woman and one man. So
I want there's got to be lesbian categories.
Have you so you're like into chicks kind of, right? I feel like
I'm bisexual. Yeah.
yeah. I feel like most exotic dancers I've met, they like really appreciate the feminine form
Absolutely.
at some phase, whether it be like just like aesthetically or sexually or whatever. But what kind of girl do you normally get into? Are you like a pretty eensy bouncy painted nails girl, or you like the girl that could like fuck up your boyfriend type of girl?
So if I'm with a girl, I'm not with a boy. First off, just because I'm like really possessive.
You don't share.
I don't. But I am a lot more dominant with women than I am with like a man that I would be with. That's just because I've always been a daddy's girl. It's a thing. So
more dominant with a woman than you would be
oh,
with
absolutely.
a man.
I'll fuck a woman up. But
Someone's getting choked. Someone's
but
getting choked.
I usually go for women that are taller than me because like nobody. I don't know. I like the surprise factor. Like I'm 5'2", like 125, 130, you know, and then they're like this tall girl that's like probably 5'6" to 5'8", you know, she's weighing 140, 150, and I'm just dommy mommy all over the place. So I think it's pretty
Into that,
sick.
dude,
Okay,
for sure.
so we've got the lesbian categories. So there's the butch, the
Not her.
athlete, the boy babe, the
Might be-
lipstick lesbian,
might
and
be
the
athlete.
alpha. You might be alpha.
Alpha or athlete is what I'm leaning.
The traits: pout, short, okay, well that's not terrifyingly unapproachable. I don't think that's
No,
right
she's the
either.
athlete. She's the athlete because you are. I feel like you are approachable. Do you think so or no?
I've been told more often than not that I am absolutely not approachable.
Oh shit, she might be the alpha. She might be the alpha. Then.
But that being said, though, it's just my face. I just have those genetics.
Yeah, you
so,
got that
I mean,
RBF,
like,
dude.
Yeah,
Got
it's
that
so
RBF.
bad.
That's all right, man. We're not seeing it tonight in the Days Grimm. That's for sure. Yeah, we'll lean on. We'll go. I'm leaning alpha. But anyway, so I want to get to know about how do you get into exotic dancing? So you leave Russia at 14.
Right. Right.
Now you're with this family in Massachusetts. Then you leave Massachusetts with said family, go to Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
This family sucks balls. You're like, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
At what age do you pull out of that?
I started dancing at 20.
Okay.
And I did it as a joke. So
oh damn.
I lived in Murray, Kentucky at the time, and Clarksville, Kentucky is an hour south, and there was this really shitty hole-in-the-wall strip club called the Pink Lady. It does not exist anymore. Thank fuck.
So anybody Googling it,
But
good luck.
My at the time brother-in-law, he lived down there, and he was like, "Oh, you should work at the Pink Lady." Like he'd make jokes because he knew that I was having problems with his brother. He thought his brother was treating me like shit as well. So I was like, I'll do it for shits and gigs, 3 to 6 weeks, and then just call it.
Yeah.
It was basically the wrapping up of COVID. Everyone was blowing their stimulus checks. I made fucking bank. I'm
making a living out of this.
And then I started actually like investing time into like learning actual pull tricks and stuff because I'm not good at pretending like I want to fuck someone, like I'm not good at the sex appeal thing, but I can do cool shit.
Yeah.
I could like flagpole myself a little bit, so I mean like, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty sweet. So like I got really invested in the performing side of it because there's not many places here where like you can recreationally do Cirque du Soleil type things, you know, which is mainly what drawn me to it in the first place. And so when I started dancing, like I just honestly had a love for the performing aspect of it.
Okay, not so much the greasy dudes coming
Yeah,
in with
no,
fucking...
I broke someone's hand when I first started dancing. He tried shoving $1 in my and like half succeeded, but I grabbed his hand and like I kept twisting until I couldn't anymore.
Nice, dude. Would have done the same thing. Hats off to you. If you God bless you. You try to shove $1 bill in my probably biting it off. So that being said, that's a really good segue too. Because I want to know, like, what's the craziest fucking...
Or like, do you do any like psychology, like reading the room and stuff?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's my biggest thing, because like I will not talk to people unless I'm approached. And a lot of what I do, because I actually have my looks muted today. I had mentioned earlier, I'm like super goth bimbo type deal. So like I got the black lipstick, everything, like doom and gloom type deal.
I'm kind of bummed out you didn't dress up.
I'm sorry, I was eepy.
Okay.
But I normally have that look about me, and in Evansville, it's not that. So I have to kind of look around and see, like, who wants to be choked in the dance room tonight, and who would not?
Who wants a boner and also a belt around their neck?
Pretty much. So I have to.
Drew does. Clientele 1.
But
call me daddy.
Yeah. So that's
dude.
like my normal daily attire when I have the energy for it. Is like
that's a good look, man.
And thank you.
You need more ink, dude.
I do,
dude,
man.
I like all the tats.
Thank
you.
I
like all the tats. You need more, man.
I get my throat and my chest done here soon, so
that's hot.
Fingers crossed. But
that's hot, man.
Yeah. So I just kind of have to read the room. I'm like, who looks like they're big enough pussy that they'll let me? Because like I cannot.
That's such a good way to explain it.
Once I get past the hi, how are you? Where are you from? I cannot pretend to be interested in your insurance business.
Yeah, be like,
you know.
I have a podcast.
and then there's the weird guys. Another thing that is a cultural shock for me is that Americans are so comfortable with touching each other, even if they don't know each other, like putting a hand on the shoulder, throwing an arm. Like even as a stripper, I do not like it when men put their arms around me if I don't know them, if I'm not comfortable with them, if I haven't like set that basis with them.
Yeah.
Don't fucking touch me, because I will tear your face off.
What do you do to combat that?
I literally will say, "Don't touch me."
That's like, that's especially very front forward.
And,
I like that.
this is where it gets to the part where like I'm actually not good at being a stripper. I'm good at being a dancer.
But you are hella good though.
Thank you.
Like I saw a performance of yours down at Lucky Lady. It was absolute fire. I kind of stumbled in there with. I don't know if I should have said that on air. Either way, so we stumbled in there, man.
You mentioned that you were with. That's what matters.
Yeah, although she found you though, it wasn't me finding you.
Right. No, I fell in love with for the night.
Yeah.
So
you guys are actually lovers, and I think that's really cute, man. No, but you like walked away. And I forget, I think all night I was talking about as soon as we got to Lucky Lady, I was like, I would love to interview one of these dancers. Like I didn't get a lap dance all night. I was just watching.
I think it was your friend actually, or
we brought people with us. Yeah, the little Hispanic woman.
Yeah, she had fallen in love with me, and
she
I was
wanted
like,
to do you. I think.
I was like, this is pretty nice.
Yeah, she's very, very pro you. That was very clear. No, but yeah, and then it just wound up that like you guys had been talking for a minute, and I like whispered in my ear. I was like, tell her about my podcast. Tell her about my podcast. And then you guys were already hitting it off. I think you guys were already texting each other like while you were on the stage. You were like sending texts to her, and I was like, "All right, so they're tight. So this is gonna happen." But it is a neat art form. It takes a lot of body strength. I like athletic stuff. I like testing my body, and I just feel like if you're a woman, even gay dudes or not even straight dudes that are strippers, like
they have gay night.
Well, no. But like, if you're a dude and you're a stripper, like it takes talent. Takes a lot of core strength.
If you're doing more than shaking ass, then absolutely, it's a
your
whole
core
sport.
is tight, dude. Your core's got to be tight because you're doing a lot of flying and swinging and
absolutely
holding your body weight with your arms and your legs straight out. Like there's a lot of that. So that brings me to my next question. Well, before I ask this one, I want to ask the other one. You mentioned you almost broke that guy's hand. What's the weirdest thing, or what's the craziest thing you've seen happen in a club? Whether you worked there or you didn't, but you were in a club and you saw something just absolutely. I feel like crazy shit happens.
I have the perfect story. I
feel like
you would ask
crazy shit. Dude, I read an article the other day. A guy in Fort Lauderdale got shot in the foot for no reason. I was like, what happened? They were like, guy got shot in the foot.
My story's cooler.
But so like I just feel like crazy shit happens in clubs. So like what happened?
The Pink Lady, as previously mentioned, it was a go-go bar, so nothing came off. It was just lingerie. And it's a good beginner's club, you know, but the owner was a piece of shit. I digress. And there's this one girl, she was known for wearing butt plugs. Because we couldn't take clothes off, you know, so she'd wear like the light up butt plugs, which is illegal, but there's a lot of illegal things going on in that club.
It's illegal?
It is in the state of Indiana, and I'm pretty sure it was in the state of in that county of Tennessee, because
no, that is Tennessee.
So stripper laws are based off of state laws. So like just please. So like in Evansville, you can't have fully nude clubs, or in Indiana, you can't have fully nude clubs unless it's like a chain, like Hustlers.
God bless you.
Thank you. And so that was like her go around to make money, which props off to her. But she was having stomach problems before becoming a stripper. I was an EMT for a short while, so like I had knowledge myself in like the medical field. She was having stomach problems, and she brought in a bottle of magnesium citrate.
Oh no!
And I was like, hey, just like drink a little bit, like just so you know. She's like, no, my grandmother said it was like ginger ale, like you drink the whole thing, it's fine. I'm like, baby doll, I'm telling you, do not do that. And she drank like probably 3/4 of the bottle, and then like towards the end of the night, so our shifts were from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. And towards the end of the night, she gets on the pole, she's spinning around, that thing pops out, just and then she shat all around the stage. And the last thing I heard, I never saw her face again. The last thing I heard from her, she had messaged me on Instagram or Snapchat. She'd messaged me and she said, hey, you were right, I'm sorry. And then she had blocked me, and no one has heard from her again.
Yeah, I would move to a different country.
Dude, I'm killing myself, or I'm moving to Argentina. There are only two options on the table. I'm moving to a different fucking hemisphere, dude. Bruh.
Oh no.
Have you ever been at a club where the pole didn't spin with you?
Yes. So I used to work at PT's in Louisville. While I was working at the Lucky Lady, I would travel back and forth, which was a shit show. So I didn't live in Evansville when I started working in Evansville. I lived in Murray, which is 2 hours away.
Yeah.
Louisville is 4 hours away from Murray. So if I wasn't going to Evansville, I was going to Louisville and coming back the same night. It was a whole thing.
That's rough.
But at PT's in Louisville, they have 3 stages, and 2 of the stages poles don't move. There's like a main stage, and there's the 2 side stages. You kind of go on a cycle throughout the girls. If the right DJ was on that night, he would make sure to put me on the spinning pole because he knew I did a lot of tricks. It made me a lot of money, and he and I were good friends.
Right.
The one time that he didn't put me on stage was one of the few times that I got drunk. Prior to going to work, I went out on a date with one of the bouncers. Big mistake. Did not end up dating him.
Not a good guy.
But he wasn't a bad guy. He just had, there was a lot of red flags. He cannot handle stress well, and it was a stressful. Yeah, he did.
That's what it sounds like.
But we had gone bar hopping, and then I made the mistake of drinking like a whole bottle of wine. And for some reason, wine puts me on my ass. I can drink liquor all day, but wine puts me on my ass. And so I'd got to the club. The first 2 hours I was there, I was like taking a nap in the dressing room. And then I woke up, and the DJ, who was my friend, saw that I was still drunk. Yeah, he was like, get out here. You're going to get in trouble. So I have like one of those cups of noodles, and then I go down, and I thought I was good, you know, because like I felt better, but he was like, I'm not putting you on that spinning pole yet. And I was like, why? And so I go on the static stage, the pole's not moving, and I do this trick where like I sort of drop into like a pigeon pose. And I pull my heel over my head, and I remember looking over my shoulder at my heel, and I was reaching for it. And I thought I was sober, and I absolutely wasn't. That was the humbling moment for me when I realized that I was not sober enough to get on that spinning pole. But yeah, I do not like static poles at the best of times because it is hard for me to do tricks and make them look pretty. It's not the same if like you're doing a trick and like you're not moving, because like not everybody gets that angle if it's not going around, you know?
Yeah. No, I get it. So when and why, I guess you probably don't know the answer to this question, but like when did the moving pole become a thing? Because I didn't even know moving poles were a thing.
I honestly could not answer that for you because...
But since you've been around, you've always had moving poles that like spin you around for the crowd or whatever. Yep. So does it make it any more difficult that like this pole is moving in a clockwise and you're trying to like counter your weight to it?
So
you know what? Does that question make sense?
Here's some like physics for you. Okay, so on a static pole, For example, the pros of it are when you're trying to learn a new trick,
Yeah.
you are not balancing the velocity of your body, the air gravity movement going against your body, along with trying to keep your equilibrium in place. Whereas on a spinning pole, that would be more challenging if you're doing something that you've never done before, because you are fighting all these other factors that are beyond what's happening in your body.
Yeah, I get you. Okay, I can see what you're saying. It's just interesting to me because I didn't know that was a thing until tonight. I legitimately thought like women were just like lubed up.
No, so I don't
like
know.
Lubed up at the thighs, just fucking greased up, just getting after it.
So I don't know
so
if
dumb.
I don't know if
I'm so stupid. I'm so
Well,
sorry.
each person likes their pole a different smoothness.
I don't know if you recall with your time at the strip club, if you had noticed that girls would put stuff on the poles.
They wipe it down or whatever?
So we'd wipe it down, and then some of us would put more stuff on the pole afterwards. That is tack. It's like a waxy thing. It helps us stick to the pole so we can hold our tricks longer. I use it especially because I'm upside down a lot. I don't feel like breaking my neck, and I have really sweaty hands.
Yeah, you've had a couple major injuries already, so maybe use some extra.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like that shit that the fucking rugby players put all over the ball, and it's like all sticky.
Oh, God damn, dude.
Have you ever seen like a
I know
video?
what you're talking- it's the jelly shit. Yeah, it's like, and you like
And
clap it together, and it's like slimy.
Sounds
Yeah.
like they're walking on a gross floor.
Yeah, it
Like-
sounds like a
Like
lot.
Squidward walking.
Yeah, like floor walking. Yeah, it's
no.
really.
Oh,
Well,
I have a horror story about that too.
Oh no!
you have a story.
I do.
I was gonna read this article. Let's go to that. That is way cooler than whatever this broad's doing. So
also at the Pink Lady, like I said, there was a lot of illegal things going on, including prostitution that was being facilitated by the owner. And there's this one particular dancer. She would show up every few months, which wasn't per the rules of the club. We had scheduled days throughout the week, so she had an exception because she was making the club owner extra money by being allowed to do these things. I remember one day I go into the back dance room. You can't have anything showing, like I said previously.
this is the Go-Go Club.
The Go-Go Club.
Yeah. Okay.
And I had gone to the back room, and I had seen her with someone, and things looked a little sus, but not my monkey, not my circus, you know? So I keep going. And then as I'm leaving, I left after she had left because her dance had ended halfway through mine. This dude that I was dancing with got a few, so it was back-to-back type deal. And I'm putting on my boots, and I go to walk out, and I almost broke my fucking ankle on a condom hidden halfway underneath the couch that she had been dancing on, and it was very much used.
Let's be clear about this.
God bless you.
Fucking nobody.
Oh, I was
Fucking nobody, dude.
I was waiting for you to say something.
I was waiting for you to insult me first. Dude, okay, I don't condone. Okay, first off, okay, this brings up a good question. Two questions.
Mm-hmm.
Really, like one question that's part one and part two.
Okay.
What the question in general is sex work. This brings up a good broad topic that I feel like a lot of people are into. Is sex work legal? I'm gonna ask them boom boom pow, and you can answer in whatever order. Is sex work legal in Russia? A. B. Should sex work be legal in America? B. A. B. You get it. What do you think?
Okay, so as for sex work being legal in Russia, there are a lot of underground strip clubs over there. That
But legal though, legal like by law, like you can sell sex, legal.
like brothels and stuff.
Yeah.
No.
So illegal in Russia.
So basically, those underground strip clubs are also brothels. Now things may have changed since I've been there. But last I was there, no, that is not allowed.
Okay, so illegal. And then what do you think about America? Or actually, now that it's illegal in Russia,
I will say they are not as strong. At least where I'm from, they are not as enforcing of it as they like. There's no undercover cops going around and being like,
Right.
"Hey, babe, get in my car." You
Right.
know, like
But
there's
what do
none
you-
of that.
What do you think about like? We don't ever talk politics,
Mm-hmm.
but and we try to stray away from politics. But I'm very heavily for sex work. If it's if it's
By sex work, do you mean prostitution?
but legal, yeah, they call it sex work is the proper term. But
okay,
like,
well, the sex work is like a broad umbrella.
Okay,
And it's legal in like
should
2
it be
states.
Should it be legal though? Like if it's like if the FDA isn't not the FDA, but like if they have to get regular testing and like everything is in order and all that, could it or should it be legal?
So I don't know anyone who does that personally. I do know of people who do, and they do get tested regularly. So I applaud them for that. As someone who is, I say this very loosely, a sex worker, because again, all I do is dance.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's just a random question that popped up.
I mean, make your money how you make your money. The only time that I like really have a preference on anything is like, don't bring it into my job, like in that previous situation. But as for it being legal, I feel like it should, because I mean, one, the economy's fucking ass.
Yep.
And I mean, Indiana. Okay, so I just moved to Indiana at the beginning of the year, and I've never heard more people tell me that they've been rejected healthcare or like housing or anything than I have since I've lived in the state of Indiana.
Yeah.
How is someone supposed to pay for like anything if like it's impossible to get a job? Everyone's hiring, but no one's hiring, So like everyone has their own different obstacles and hardships, and it's not my business how they survive.
So you're pro.
Yeah.
I'm pro too.
It's no one's business.
I feel like it's my butthole. Let me sell it how I please.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Drew, you on board with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You on board with the butthole sales?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, thank you. It's unanimous. Everyone's selling their buttholes for money.
All right, now we just write a bill, send it in. They can't dispute it.
Yeah, dude.
What if we sold we had like a merch package. We put it on the Days Grimm website.
I love where this is going.
It's just Brian and Tom's buttholes for a night.
Wait, it should be like you guys should sell like those clone a
I'm definitely making more money than Brian.
Clone Brian's asshole. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'll have you know it's shaved. Okay, so you're welcome in advance.
A 3D printed butthole.
Dude, honestly, I'm all about it. It's your body, man. I should be able to do a cartwheel on the sidewalk and charge money to do so. If people want to pay to see my cartwheel,
can you do a cartwheel?
I can do a sick fucking cartwheel, dude. Dude, I'm an athlete, bro.
I wish this room was bigger.
Dude, I'll do one over that.
You could do one out there.
Dude, I'll do a cartwheel from there, double tuck over that camera right there.
One time I did a cartwheel on the Lucky Ladies stage, and
not great.
I did a good job. I barely saved myself. So you know how it's not a symmetrical shape at all. And I didn't count my steps I right. This was after I'd been practicing for like 2 weeks. So
the cartwheel.
Yeah. So we have specialty event nights. We actually have one on New Year's Eve.
Oh, shout out.
So, yeah, come to Lucky Lady on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, this will drop way before that, so get out there on New Year's Eve.
But I will be performing still because I'm the only independent soul performer in Evansville, so you get to see me. But I did a cartwheel for one of my soul performances during a special event, and I've been practicing it for 2 weeks, hadn't missed a step, nothing. I miscalculated my spacing and my steps, and I almost went right off the side of that fucking bar edge. But I saved it and no one could tell. But I was like shaking afterwards. I was like, oh my God.
Damn.
It's not a far fall, but you can't really protect yourself if you're not prepared.
Oh, you're eating shit.
Yeah.
Sure.
And plus coming out of a cartwheel, you have more
momentum.
Speed.
Yeah.
Right. And there's people sitting around the stage as well, So like I'd be landing on top of people or they'd all move and land on the floor depending on how nice they felt.
Honestly, the dudes that sit up front, probably not my top tier selection of gentlemen. No, but that being said, I did have one good question before we ended today. God dang, I had one good question. Oh my God, and I've already dropped it. Damn it.
Was it about the tattoo?
No,
it's about like the type of people that sit in the front row.
Front row people.
Mm-hmm.
Front row people. Okay, so thank you. Good luck, dude. Okay, so I've been to clubs in nowhere towns. I've been to clubs in Miami. I've been to clubs in El Paso. I've been to every kind of club you can be to. I've been to, but I'm not like an avid goer.
Right.
I've just been to a lot of cities and I hang out with like a lot of alpha type individuals that are like
fanny packs full of crackers.
Go, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like the opposite of a strip club guy. I'm like, I carry a lot of like alpha energy, but also I'm like, let me stay at home and pet my dog and read a book.
Signal
you know what
male.
I mean? I don't know what that means, but I hope that's a good thing,
She's
dude.
calling you a pussy.
But I bench press a lot, dude. What's up? So no, but I'm like, I like to think of myself as like an alpha dude, but I don't like to like I don't like to like take advantage of women.
Right.
that's
You don't
why-
like to be that alpha dude.
And I'm married.
Right.
And I'm married. So it's like I get what I get at home, and that's enough for me.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that being said, what is the deal with like sitting up front? I have been on good ends and bad ends of sitting up front by the stage. Because again, I don't go to strip clubs often, but I've been to a lot of them in different cities, and the rules always vary. But is there like a general etiquette for sitting at the stage that I'm not aware of?
If you sit at the stage, you're supposed to be tipping. If
Like-
you're not tipping,
Like always.
Yeah,
Like,
no matter
always.
the
It doesn't
dancer.
matter. It doesn't matter who's on stage. If you want to tip one specific girl, sit up front while she's on that stage, and then fucking move.
Okay. Can I tell you my first encounter?
Yeah.
The very first time I ever sat at any stage, because friends plural of mine were sitting at the stage. We're like, yeah, we'll go up to the stage. There's dead club, nobody there. And I'm like, yeah, I'll go sit up by the stage. Just fucking, you're on top of the girl. Like, that's dope. Me, I know nothing about strip clubs. I was like, yeah, that's dope. Her butt's gonna be right. I was like, fucking dude, I hope I can smell her. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pumped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I get up there because all these dudes wanted to go, and they're tipping and they're doing great. And then like one of them leaves, and another one leaves, and it's just me and this other guy. And then this other girl comes up. We're like 3 dancers in now at this point. I haven't tipped a single dollar. I haven't tipped a single dollar. I don't know the etiquette. So I'm sitting there. I'm just enjoying the show, having a good time, being very respectful, like not doing anything, reaching on stage or anything, just minding my own, drinking my drink. Third dancer comes on, and my buddy, not a fan. I was like, yeah, she was okay. She was cute. And not a fan. He was, oh, fuck, she's fucking horrible. Just tearing her down. And I was like, well, whatever. I think she was okay. So like she's like picking up her stuff from the floor, like her top and all this stuff, her shoes or whatever, and she's about to leave the floor, and she comes over to us, and I was like, oh man, she's gonna fucking say something nice to me for being a gentleman. Grabs me by the throat. This young lady grabs me by the throat. This is post-Afghanistan, everybody. I'm in kill mode at this point. I'm ready to snap this young lady's arm. I don't know what's going on. She grabs me by the throat, and she was like, you're going to sit up stage and not tip. Fuck you. I'll kill your whole fence. Whatever. And I don't know who the girl was, and I'm not going to say where the club was, but like, it was just like, to me, it was, I have PTSD from that for not having. Now I'll never sit up front. I did have sat up front in other places since, and other states are cooler. And like, I'll tip a couple bills, but like, I never sit up front. I just didn't know if like there's anyone that's never been to a strip club. Like,
okay,
there is an etiquette, though.
All right. So I feel like I slightly misanswered your question then. So the etiquette, if you don't know what you're doing and you're there, okay, so if you don't know what you're doing and you're there with other people who also don't know what they're doing, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, you could ask a dancer, be like, hey, like, is it okay if I tip you, whatever. But more often than not, anytime I've seen someone come in and sit on the stage where they don't know what they're doing, they're usually surrounded by people who have done this before, and they're like, oh, tip her, and blah, 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 and they'll usually ask, like, oh, can I, like, put in, like, the string over here? Like, is that okay? Which I love those kind of people that are just like, I don't know what to do, but can
Innocent.
I? Yeah, and well, not so much, but like they have enough respect to ask before like violating your boundaries,
Yeah,
you know, and
100%.
that's always nice, especially as someone who personally does not like being touched. Like I got the tism. I don't like being touched. It's ironic because I
dude.
choose a lot of jobs that
Whole
require
room.
me to interact with people,
Whole
Yeah.
room's got it
but
here, dude.
I don't
You're
like
good.
being
Fucking-
touched. I get overstimulated. Like
I love that you don't like physical contact, but you were an EMT.
I'm
Yeah.
an,
You
yep.
were into jujitsu.
I'm an
and, like,
adrenaline junkie that overpowers my tism.
You're a tattoo apprentice
Yep.
and an exotic
So
dancer.
so it's all of them is like customer service type jobs, and I don't like talking to people, but I like the actual jobs themselves. So by the end of the night, I usually am very exhausted. Like my boyfriend will try and talk to me. I'm like, I don't want to fucking talk to you. Don't even look at me. Don't think about me. You see my name on your phone? No, the fuck you don't. So like,
Yeah, leave
it's
me
one of
alone.
those things. Like it takes me a minute to recoup. I don't have a very strong social battery. So like I isolated myself today specifically for this.
God bless you. God bless you.
So it's just one of those things, like because I am actually on the spectrum. I'm not just making a joke. So there's
So it's true.
on the spectrum there's Asperger's and there's PDD-NOS, which is and then it goes further
Yeah.
into like the less functioning things. I'm PDD-NOS, so I'm like right above Asperger's, where like I'm still high functioning, but I am a lot more sensitive to overstimulating things, which is ironic as a stripper. who is around loud music, people who think that it's okay to touch you, dancers that are comfortable with you and touching you because they've seen you naked. So they're like, oh, I can come up behind her and play with her hair. Don't fucking touch me.
Yeah, dude. My fucking tism is going to chop you in the throat. Back the fuck up, dude. No, it's interesting, man. And hats off to you for having the disposition that you have and do the jobs that you do. Jobs, plural, that you've done and that you do currently. That's impressive. Drew has autism and he can barely handle this show.
He's taking a nap after this.
Yeah, dude.
I am.
Dude, his battery was emptied 20 minutes ago.
It was empty before I showed up.
Dude, he just like walks into my kitchen disheveled. And I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go.
Every time I have to talk to your wife, I'm like, hi.
The missile is tired. The missile is very eepy.
Look up when they started putting mirrors in clubs.
Dude, I asked Kristen, I was like, was Drew just knocking at the door? And she said, yeah, it was locked. And then he came in and I apologized and he just walked past me and I was like,
no,
I was like, yeah, that checks out.
No, she opened the door and she was like, I heard you knocking, but I thought it was them upstairs. And I said, oh, no, you're good. So I guess she didn't hear that, but I didn't just like ignore her.
The two of you are so awkward together.
Yes.
It fucking makes my nipples hurt.
Anytime I've talked to her, it's been like 2 words.
Yeah, dude. She wants to be your friend too, by the way. She wants to be so tight with you, but also...
I will be tight with her.
Dude, my wife has autism too. Seriously.
I just love this little dude.
Yeah,
what's his name again?
Samwise.
Yeah, this is Samwise the squirrel, and that's Pablo the deer.
And that's Brian's thong.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I go on stage myself sometimes.
Oh, neat.
No, I really did have an amateur stripping career lined out. I really thought I was going to go that way. Didn't work out.
I honestly think
I think I still could. But.
Yeah, you
It's
could
never
manage.
too late.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now I'm 33. I have all that 33-year-old man body fat now. It's just like
I work with a dancer who is 42 and she is so much stronger and more flexible and better at dancing than I am, and she makes so much more money than I do. She's an amazing person. I'm kind of hesitant to put her dancer name out there, but she also works at the Lucky Lady, so if you ever find Echo there, I'll point you out to her. She's a beast.
There you go.
And she is phenomenal, but she's 42 to 45, somewhere in that window. She's been in the game a long time, and she is just phenomenal to watch.
Chewing it up, dude. Chewing it up. And I respect people like that. Like, I think I still could. I have the strength. It's just like I walk around at like 13% body fat now, and I'm just
Not a sideshow.
I'm disgusted by myself.
Dance
now.
moms after hours.
Yeah, dude. When I was 23 at like 9% body fat, 8% body fat, I was like, man, I'm a fucking stud. I could do I'd be a stripper, dude. I'm fucking strong.
Pretty sure 13 is still pretty low.
Yeah, no.
It is.
I have no idea what mine is.
Yeah, since I started bartending,
I got love handles, bruh. Like that's 4% right there, and I got another 4 over here.
emphasis on love. All bodies are different.
No, I get it, man. I body shame myself in the mirror just so I fucking work harder tomorrow.
That's kind of how I am. Like I'm a big overachiever. But I've noticed like since I started bartending, I've been downing a lot more beer. I'm usually like a straight liquor type of girl, but like getting through the night, if it's slow, like I'll just have a couple beers and like it's showing. Like I'm not toned anymore, and like I feel like I'm still small. Obviously, like I'm not ever gonna like call myself fat. I know that I'm not. I'm a very petite girl. But my muscles are not as like
pronounced.
Right.
Yeah,
and so like,
dude, fucking, yeah, I get it.
yeah. So like, I feel
shoes.
like, ugh.
Actually, this is my good last question. I have one more question, unless you gentlemen have either one of you gentlemen have questions. But my last question is, what does it take physically? Physically, what do you do to stay in shape, or do you do anything to stay in shape to dance? To present.
So you absolutely should take care of your body. I do not, because I am tired and burnt out all the time, as I do a lot of things. And also, I've just lived a lot of life for someone who's my age. I'm tired. I'm ready to go, you know? But I do not actually take care of myself as well as I do. I don't train or anything like that off hours or anything unless there's like a big show coming up, like the specialty event night on December 31st at the Lucky Lady starting at 8 p.m. if you want to show up.
Hey, we're not calling shit out or anything. We're not we're going to cover dates at the end of the show too.
For sure.
So I promise.
So I will train for things like that, just on the silk stuff that I don't get to do on a more day-to-day basis anymore. As for pole dancing, I kind of just like, beginning of my first set, I'll like stretch my arms out, do a couple squats, just warm things up, and then I'll just go at it. And like, every time, if you ever come to like a lady, or if you ever have and you see me, you know, like during my first set, that's like kind of when I get everything out of the way. That's like my first impression for the night. And then after that, like I'll just kind of read the room. If it seems like they're digging pole tricks, then fine. If not, you're going to find me laying on the floor.
Would you be open to training?
Yeah.
Like, could you find time in your schedule?
Yeah.
So my wife and I were both pretty serious about training.
Mm-hmm.
I have an exercise sports science degree from U of E, and I was actually going to go to school for PT, but then I found out I was stupid, which is a doctorate degree. So like I couldn't get into that. But short of that, like I'm really good at working out, and my wife is too. I'll have to link you two up after.
Sure, yeah.
After we're done here,
I like your wife, so that's nice.
Dude, she's fucking
she's
sick,
awesome.
dude. She's fucking sick, dude. No, dude, my wife is the fucking bee's knees. Do you guys have a last minute question? Last question, man. Let's put a bow on it. Either one of you guys got a good last minute question that you've been thinking about all night? You want to know a little bit about the world of an exotic dancer?
You better. I like talking about
Come
myself.
on, give me one good question, Drew. I see the wheels turning. The autism
You're putting me on the fucking spot.
The autism is fading.
So I have never been to a strip club.
Mm-hmm. Never in your entire life.
Not at all.
Drew might be gay. Heads up, Tom.
Just a little.
Sorry, guys. All right. Anyway,
Not all
no,
the
I'm
way.
joking. I'm joking, Drew. I'm only joking, dude. All right. So what do you got?
I still don't have a question. I'm trying to come up with one. Just basing it off
Would you
of
like
that.
advice if you ever decide to go?
So
There you go.
That's a
Okay.
good question.
Yeah.
So,
like someone who's never been to a strip club.
Yeah, man.
So you don't look to me or seem to me like someone who would go with a big group, probably like one or two other people.
Yeah, I don't have friends.
I'm gonna
Same.
make you go now, dude. We're going.
My suggestion would be to just kind of so there's couches usually like that are not right at the stage. I would suggest taking a seat away and just kind of like absorbing what's going on.
Definitely not a stage kind of guy.
Right, but I mean,
like
and you don't have to be at the
out.
stage to tip. So if there's like a girl that you see that you like and you want to like give her a couple bucks, then like you can still walk up to the stage, put the money on there, and walk away. You know, because I mean we're paying attention. We notice. We look around the room. Even we're on
Like
stage.
that motherfucker hasn't given me money yet.
Well, that, and we'll also pay attention to who does, so that we know who to go to after. Like, oh, you showed interest in me, maybe you'll want to talk to me. So, like I said, if I mean, I met my boyfriend. We've been together for a year now. I met him at the Lucky Lady. I sat down next to him. There was no one else to talk to. I sat down next to him. I said, "Hey, I like your mustache," and then we hit it off. And a few days later, he's like, "Hey, do you want to leave work early and come have some cookies?" This man could have murdered me for some cookies because I did leave work early and I went to his house and I ate insomnia cookies and I did not leave his house for 4 days. And then on that fourth day, I went to Murray, Kentucky. I got my shit and I moved to Evansville.
Damn!
Oh
Shout
my
out to
God.
mustache.
So
dude.
I mean, hey, you might meet your fucking wife there, you know. So I mean,
Well, I currently have a girlfriend, so
well, okay, bring your girlfriend. She might
yeah.
find a wife.
Honestly, my girlfriend is more likely to go to a strip club than I am. So I feel like she would have a blast. She would love you.
I also please bring her, please, because I would love to meet her. I love women. But honestly, like if that's something that like you're ever interested in, where like for example, if you bring your girlfriend and you guys like find a girl that you're kicking it off with and you just like want to hang out, because it's not like people think about like strip clubs like, oh, it's like, oh, girl, I definitely like to fuck. No, 90% of my interactions at the strip club have been with people that I still talk to like on the phone today, and we'll have like deep, meaningful conversations.
It's like you're cool.
Yeah,
I don't wanna fuck
you find a vibe, you know, and like you might be able to find that somewhere. And if it's something that like you're not comfortable with immediately interacting with someone, then just kind of chill, hang out. Someone's gonna find you. Someone like either they'll sit and talk to you or they won't, you know. So it's just kind of one of those things. I feel like the strip club is like one of those places where you genuinely are supposed to just kind of leave the outside life outside the door, and then you go in and it's like a little acid trip, but you're sober.
That's actually a really good way to put it. It is kind of an acid trip. It really kind of is, dude. You're in a different world. You just have to like be willing to like let your eyeballs change. Like if you took a whole shitload of mushrooms, just like let the walls breathe for a little bit.
You definitely need to be able to relax if you're gonna enjoy it.
Follow-up question: is there? I don't know if you'll be able to answer this. Is there any like super sketchy kind of places that you know of that are you're like, don't fucking go there?
Like in
maybe.
Evansville or just in general?
In general, but
In general?
More in general.
I think okay. So
obviously the fucking place you were Pink Lady.
It's
closed, but
it's closed down. Yeah.
Maybe let's
anyone
not
who's
throw
been
shade
there
at any
is
business owners in Evansville.
So I'm not. I will tell you the Evansville locations that I wouldn't recommend off camera and off mic.
I like that fucking respect, dude.
no, I wanna everyone in Evansville to fucking hate these two.
We're running a business here, dude.
But as for the other ones, I wouldn't recommend Stilettos in Clarksville. That's the only other go-go bar that's in Clarksville that's open. The owner of the Pink Lady and the owner of Stilettos actually used to be business partners, but then they both tried fucking each other over. Pink Lady burned down her first club to get insurance money to make the new one. It was still infested with roaches and looked like it was built in the 70s. And like just charging girls out the ass, like they're super shitty. Another one, I think I want to say it's called the Rusty Frog in Louisville.
I don't like the name. I wouldn't go there just based off of that.
I think that's what that's called. I could be wrong. Another one.
Toad licking.
If you could do me a favor and look up clubs in St. Louis, I could probably once I see the names, I could recommend.
We're right at the tail end of the interview here, but I'll burn 5 minutes to try to figure this out. Club.
Okay.
No, strip clubs in St. Louis. Google strip clubs in St. Louis. Strip clubs. Boom.
There we go. I would not go to which one is it? The Pink Slip. I would not go to Diamond.
3.5 stars. Where's Diamond at? Diamond has 4.5 stars. Wow.
So it's not that bad. I just heard that the management is absolutely fucking horrible. So I want to say that's the one. Before I started working in Louisville, I had called 2 different clubs just in the general tri-state area to travel to. And they said that nudity was optional, but then when I spoke to people who had worked there, they said that nudity was not optional. They would make you take your clothes off even if you didn't want to. So
that's never a good,
never
a good sign.
No.
Like,
and then there's one in Bloomington too, Bloomington, Illinois. That.
Oh, dude,
it's
fuck
probably,
IU.
It's probably like the only one there anyway. So I think it's the only club in that area
dude,
anyway.
Seriously,
so I wouldn't
all those
recommend
fucking IU med students
this is
get
in
fucked.
Illinois.
Yeah, Bloomington, Illinois.
Oh, Bloomington, Illinois?
Dipshit.
Oh, okay. Well, also fuck IU.
Apparently, we don't like IU.
Yeah, no. Dude, IU's dope, but they're fucking... Dudes, I've been partying around in Brown County, and some of those kids are just so goddamn entitled.
That's how it was in Murray, Kentucky, and the population was like 300.
And they're all like ag students out there. It's like, dude,
oh, yeah.
Where's your fucking dog and fucking pickup truck? Like, fuck, where's your farm, dude? Fucking relax, man.
Generations of money. That's what that is.
Yeah, dude. No, man. Tom, do you have a last?
Was there ever a dark moment along this journey where you wanted to throw in the towel? And you don't have to talk about the moment, but like we care more about like what.
Am I allowed to talk about the moment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool,
but
cool.
a lot of people's moments will have like baggage, and we're not trying to draw that out.
No.
Okay.
I am very much.
But we are more interested. Not that we don't care, but we're more interested in the propellant.
Yeah.
That pulled you out of that dark moment.
Yeah. Okay. So
it's all you.
This baggage so I had suffered I was a victim of sexual assault when I was 17. And I had healed from that for the most part. I want to say I'm a pretty developed and progressive person in my healing journey. So like, I'm all good. I'm cool to talk about it now. Not to go into too much detail, but recently, I want to say throughout the month of September going into October, the economy was really, really bad. There was no one coming into the club. I was there every day pretty much for those 2 months. And I remember I had this really bad interaction with the guy. He basically was very violating, but I did not leave with any profit. And it was really discouraging to kind of have to put up with that.
And when was this? Not to cut you off. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. It was, I want to say it was either in September or October. It was right before.
Of this year?
Yes.
Oh.
It was right before a special event night. So actually, no, that's going back to August then. It was back in August because it was right before a special event night at the end of August. And this dude basically like violated me and I did not make any profit off of it. And it was one of those things that's like really discouraging because I'm out here like showing this like vulnerability of myself. Not only that, but I'm putting my body through so much wear and tear to try and get by. And this was before I had, the tattoo shop also wasn't doing well. So I wasn't making money there. And it was before I started bartending and actually like being able to be more financially stable. So it was really discouraging. when I was simply there just trying to make a living and like provide a service as anyone does in any industry. And these things happen that sort of like trigger these traumas, but there's no benefit, there's no upside to it. And what kind of made me bounce back was after the special event night where I got to perform my silks. Those silks are kind of like my lifeline. Like, it's something that I've been doing as long as I can remember. It's something that I absolutely am in love with. When I'm 80 years old, you'll probably catch me like in my backyard, you know, in some silks, you know, that's probably where I'll die.
That's fucking hot, dude. That's hot. That's hot.
But I remember doing that show, and it kind of reminded me of why I love doing this in the first place. Yeah. Just because it was something like performing is something that I'm very passionate about. Like, once I'm on that stage and I'm doing my thing, I feel absolutely untouchable because I know that 98% of the people in that room can't do what I can do, and I did it all by myself.
That's impressive, man. And it's also kind of funny. It's not funny in any facet. Jesus. I'm like, it's kind of funny that you went through all that pain and suffrage. No, I think it's kind of funny that like the silks are your lifeline. And I imagine like a string of silk like holding you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's what I meant by funny. Sorry, that's not that funny. Not a punchline there. Jesus, I'm doing terrible. This is bombing. But yeah, that's interesting, man. And then honestly, like if you're 80 doing silks, I fucking hope that happens. I'm into it, man. Honestly, if there's any 80-year-olds out there that want to learn how to do silks, I'm gonna send them your way.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. And then so you could have been anywhere for the last 2 hours. You know what I mean? So you sat down and talked to us, and I really, really appreciate it. We'd like to give you the last couple minutes to kind of like put out any dates that you have coming up, like December 31st. At Lucky Lady, or anything else you have coming up that you want people to show out and show up to. Even the Days Grimm can show out and show up to. Maybe it's the first time you go to a strip club.
Maybe.
Let me take your strip club virginity.
Dude, when she said that, dude, I kind of wiggled a little bit, dude. I'm not going to lie. Dude, all right. Hold on. Gather myself.
All right.
Now he's crossing his legs.
Yeah, dude. I don't want to show all my cards.
All right.
No. But the last couple minutes is all you for
okay.
Dates. Where can people find you? And then also shout outs to people that have gotten you to where you are, and then people that are also getting you to where you're going.
For sure.
So all you, man.
So dates. I work at Jekyll and Hyde Tattoo Studio down on South Green River. You can find us on Google. And from now until basically New Year's, we have a Get What You Get machine where you get a random tattoo. If you're not comfortable with being given a random tattoo, you can look through the designs that we have from that machine and pick one out. And if you get 3 before the end of the year, you have the chance to win a free tattoo from me of any design of your choice that's from that set of designs. The bar that I bartend at.
Can I just make a mention?
Go
quick?
ahead.
You get what you get, dude. That sounds fucking terrible, dude.
All the designs I drew myself. All 188 of them. They're all mine,
okay.
So they're fucking cool.
It's not like I'm not gonna get a fucking dildo.
No.
Fucking a grizzly bear on my tricep. Okay.
And then the bar that I bartend at is Enigma Bar and Grill in Newburgh, and I am there fairly often. We are doing a ugly sweater Christmas party sort of thing, December 16th. It's a Saturday, so come see us. We'll have holiday cocktail specials. And yeah. Another one that is happening is December 31st. There's the Lucky Ladies specialty event night for the new year. The theme is when hell freezes over. So before midnight, you'll be in hell, and then midnight after, you will be in an icy wonderland.
Sexy. I like that. And then shout outs, man. Who's gotten you? Who even got you into? I know we talked a little bit about who got you into dancing, but like, you know, who keeps you going too? Like shout outs, anybody you want to mention. But the deal is, if you mention their name, you have to tell them about this episode.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, shout out to my father. He is back in Russia. He is not doing too well health-wise, but he's still alive and kicking, so props to him for just kind of raising me to be the person that I am, just kind of being resilient and just growing up to generally be hopefully a good person, and just kind of being my rock. Hopefully he can watch this. I'll tell him about it next time I talk to him. Hopefully.
I don't know if they have YouTube in Russia, but fingers crossed. I hope they do. Tell them to find us on Spotify or anywhere else you can find the podcast.
For sure. Okay. Shout out to my boyfriend who I also met at the strip club. He has been my biggest fan and biggest supporter through anything that I have done and have encountered with obstacle-wise, and also thankful for his family who has also been very supportive since I don't really have one over here in the States. And my awesome service dog who's not here with us today because there's this mystery dog illness going out and I don't want my dog to die. So she is at home right now, but she has kept me alive for 4 years now. So shout out to her for being awesome. She's a super cute dog.
I have a soft spot for puppies. I have 3 of them of my own, as I'm sure you saw when you walked into the video. They're fucking pieces of shit, and I hope they all die in a river. But goddamn it, I love them so much. It's different when you have 3, man. Seriously, it's like you love them and you hate them all.
One dog, it's like, yay,
you can
dedicate
your whole life with that dog. It's
2 dogs, it's like, okay.
3 dogs, you're like, I'm going home and putting a in my mouth every night.
You get one dog, and then you get a dog for your dog, and then that dog also needs a dog, so it just keeps going.
That's how it happens, dude. That's how it happens. My dog needs an emotional support
dog. Need to stop asking me for so much. I'm getting you a dog, and then this dog is also needing everything from you. Dude,
I gotta stop looking at the Vandenberg Humane Society website. That's the fucking
all
problem.
Over Evansville Watch. It's all over Facebook, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, look at this one. And then
I'm gonna fucking open up my own shelter.
And then I see people who have like pet raccoons and pet possums. I'm like, I'm sick of people.
Shout out to your t-shirt.
Shout out to my t-shirt.
What does it say?
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
Dude, they always choose violence.
But I'm just sick and tired of people living my dreams, you know? Like, people are finding possums and just picking them up like babies, feeding raccoons marshmallows. Like, it's not fair.
Dude, you have a spectacular attitude, an overall positive vibe. I think that I don't think that the tism has any play in it, man. I think they're just like genuinely a good person, man. I really dig your vibe. So
thank you.
And you have a very positive outlook. I think you have a very good head on your shoulders. I like that you're very pronounced. Like, don't touch me, don't touch me. That's good.
Thank you.
Keep that attitude, dude. Keep that fucking attitude, man. You guys don't have any last minute questions, do you guys? Do you have any last minute questions for us? This is weird. You're telling people your story.
How much can you squat?
315?
Neat.
What do you squat?
I don't.
Dude, let's change that. Dude, I'll get you squatting. Okay, what is it right now? Let's say it's December. First week of December. Let's say by July I could have you squatting 205.
Okay, so actually bringing up weightlifting, this is what I was going to say.
Just saying, I could do it. Hold on real quick before you do.
God bless,
God bless you.
Thank you. All right, so go ahead. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, going back to that real quick before we close out, I remember you bringing it up, and I was thinking, like, pole dancing, like, I have body strength to lift myself up.
Yes.
I cannot lift up a box that is the same weight as me. And it's because with pole dancing, it's more so calisthenics. So you're working your own body weight. Like, you're just kind of, it's a different muscle group completely. And I remember the last time I hate going to the gym, by the way, because I don't know how to use this shit and everyone's staring at me. Anyway. And half the time I have music I like and I can't keep earbuds in. It's just too much.
I can solve all your problems.
But so the last time I did, I remembered because I had to take a break from doing physical activity with my rehabilitation, stuff like that. And when I started getting back into getting physically strong again, I remembered, like, I used to be able to, like, bench press probably like 150 to 180. It's somewhere in that range.
God
like,
damn, that's strong.
Like,
more than Drew benches.
I used to be able to do that, and then I could barely get.
That's strong, dude. 180 is strong, bro. That is good.
But, like, I remember when I had gotten back into it, and I had enough muscle mass, you know, to, like, say for something. So I was like, oh, if I can lift myself up, like, sideways on a pole, I could probably do this. And I remember, like, I could barely get 100 off my chest. I was like, oh my fucking God. But then I did pull-ups, and I was, like, knocking those out.
We're going to talk more after the show.
Sounds good.
We will. We should have focused more on the physical attributes of exotic dance. But honestly, we do like to have people on more than once. Mm-hmm. So would you ever be open to a second interview?
Absolutely. God
damn, that's what we like to hear here at the Days Grimm. But yeah, man, you could have done anything for the last 2 hours, and you came in and you talked to us on a Sunday night. You know, hope you guys listening, you're having a great Tuesday. This will drop on Tuesday. I don't know the date. Don't press me. But short of that, man, we just really thank you for your time. And this has been another thrilling episode of the Days Grimm. My name is Brian Michael Day.
My name is Thomas Grimm.
And I'm Drew Head.
This has been the beautiful, the wonderful, the strong Echo. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time, Echo.
Thank you.